Welcome back to Correlation Nation. This is the PropSpot, and today I'm going to be going over my favorite props, and I'm going to make just a real quick video. I'm not going to get real in depth. I'm going to try to get this uploaded as soon as possible. So anyways, with that being said, let's just hop right into it real quick. And I would like to mention the injuries are going to be very important. They're always very important. You want to make sure that you're up to date on who's in, who's out, and because that's going to change some of the projections that I may have had the night before, expecting someone from the lineup to be out based off a Q tag or whatever that may be. So anyways, you can see that Collins is out, Middleton's out, and a couple other Q tags. So I'm not sure about Giannis yet. Let's check on that real quick. And again, this isn't like the most accurate thing in the world. It shows right here that Giannis is still just questionable. It doesn't really give a lean one way or another. I'd say there's a chance that he plays, pretty good chance he plays, but keep your eye on that. Claxton, I'm pretty sure he's going to be out tonight. He was sick, but no, it shows that he's in. Again, not that this is the most accurate thing, so definitely keep an eye on that, the Claxton. Kuzma's in, Avdia's in, and I am not sure about it looks like Holmes is in as well. So all those guys look to be in. See if we have any important Q tags. I think that's it. I can't guarantee that's it. But, those are notable things. So anyways, real quickly, I think that Sacramento's going against Washington. They could easily just blow them out. I will say, though, that their defense has been a bit better, and they have been a little bit more competitive as of late. Not that they're winning games or anything, but, they may be able to keep this close enough to allow the other guys to stay in for, a full run of their minutes. So, Sabonis has been crushing the boards, not the worst line, as well as the points, Now, I would like to mention that if Rashawn Holmes is playing, this is kind of a revenge narrative type deal. So you could definitely, if he's starting, you could definitely look to play his props. Kessler, 8 rebounds, pretty live. Always keep in mind that his minutes are not the most secure thing in the world. Lowry, 7 rebounds, 20 points. Pretty reasonable line as well on him. Vucevic with 10 points, 10. I have that marked as 10 points, but that is definitely rebounds and not points. So 10 rebounds, 22 points. The 10 rebounds is definitely live. The 22 points, I'm not entirely sure about this, just because I think White could be playing tonight. He is a game time decision, but from what I understand, he was a full go in practice and everything. So you could look at him getting, low to mid 30s in minutes tonight. And again, you don't probably want to place any bets on that just because you're not real sure. The injury looked pretty bad initially, but he seems to be back. And that would bring Vucevic. I might, I'd say 17, 18, maybe even a 19-point prop is more likely than a 22. Greek, this is Giannis, 10 rebounds, 30 points. Yeah, those numbers are always live. Portis, 8 rebounds, 11 points. He's been playing pretty well. Now Giannis is back, and he had a heck of a game yesterday, so I don't know what his lines will look like. But, those numbers are live. Nurkic with 12 rebounds. Pretty good spot. He's been getting a lot of rebounds. Jabari, 8 rebounds, 15 points. Should be in a position to play pretty heavy minutes. Landale, 3 rebounds. He's been getting there, and he should have that opportunity. But, again, what his minutes are going to be are always, you just don't know that. Jalen Green's been pretty hot. Super volatile guy, super inconsistent throughout his career, but he has been playing really, really well offensively, and even getting quite a few rebounds, I noticed. And I'll pull up his numbers just real quick. Yeah, you can see there his rebounds have been pretty hot, but you don't go too far back and you're looking at 2-3-3-2 and then 9-5. So he's been getting there, and it looks like maybe that was after Sengun got hurt. I'm not entirely sure, but that might have been around that same time. And so if that's opening up the potential for him to grab these boards, yeah, But again, don't go run and bet a bunch of anything on it just because rebound prop on a guard. That's a pretty volatile deal right there, especially when he doesn't have a history of getting them regularly. Almond 8 rebounds, 15 points. That's probably a lot more likely. The rebound props on this guy's a lot more likely. He's again, not that he has a long track record of this, but he's shown that that's just the kind of player he is. Claxton, 10 rebounds, 10 points, pretty live numbers. Holmes, again, these are the lines I was talking about, 4 rebounds, 12 points. Honestly, that rebound prop's probably even a little bit higher. A bit of a tough matchup, when you're going against Sabonis, but, when he's the league leading rebounder, so I probably wouldn't get too high on a rebound prop with him. But, Sabonis is also not a super good defender, so, 12 points, that's pretty live. As long as he gets some minutes, bear in mind, what his role is on the team is not secure. Kuzma, 7 rebounds, 20 points, not a dominant rebounder, and if he's moving away from the center, then it's probably even less likely that he's grabbing those boards. But, 20 points is pretty live. Avdia, 7 rebounds, 14 points. Those are live numbers. But again, coming back from injury, be cautious with this guy. Wendell Carter, 8 rebounds, 7 points, live numbers, tough matchup, but I don't love the rebound prop. This guy's not a dominant rebounder, and 7 points is pretty low number. It's a tough matchup again, but you probably wouldn't even be able to find that number. But if you can, 7 points is pretty doable. Ventrero, 5 rebounds, 19 points. These are doable numbers. I don't love it. It's a tough matchup. I think they're going against New Orleans, and this dude's to me is just not. Yeah, I don't trust him. So, but 5 rebounds, 19 points. Those are doable numbers for this guy. Capella and Okongwu, these guys split minutes. I kind of screwed myself in one of the more recent matchups because I was unaware that Okongwu was back, and because of that, I ended up playing a lot of Capella, his rebound prop, maybe even his point prop. I'd have to go back. I don't really remember. But either way, when his minutes get cut drastically because Okongwu comes back, these guys are basically just splitting the 48 in half, and yeah, that really hurt me. So I highlighted both these guys. They both should be playing, and they may end up with a few more minutes just because they're short bodies. So Okongwu might be able to play a little bit of the 4, but tough matchup. So I think they're going against the Suns. I want to say the Suns, so that's a pretty tough matchup. Luka, 8 rebounds, 30 points. Yeah, these are doable numbers. The rebound prop. He's going against pretty tough team. Fighting for rebounds, but 30 points. He's in a good spot there. So as long as he's playing, he's not limited in any way. Again, 30 is always a high number for any player, but this guy's more than capable of doing it. He can put up much more, but it's just a high number. So, anyways, yeah. These numbers are pretty live. Gafford, 6 rebounds, 12 points. These are live numbers as well. Again, this guy is a guy that, his role is a little bit insecure. I think they've been playing a little bit more of Maxi Kleber. And so with that being said, that might cut into his role even a little bit more than it already has. But, as long as Luke is playing, I think that, you don't want to rely on this guy for points. However, if Luke and him are playing together, he has a rim runner. He's going to catch a lot of lobs from Luka, and if he's getting rebounds and putbacks, stuff like that. BJ, 5 rebounds, 7 points. I'm gonna like this a little bit more. 4 rebounds, but 5's pretty live. 7 points, kind of the same thing. Don't really rely on this guy too much for points. Hart, 8 rebounds. Yeah, I don't mind it. I would say his rebound prop's gonna be higher because he's been crushing the glass, but he is a guard. He might be playing small forward, but either way, he's an undersized guy that just shows a knack for getting rebounds. But yeah, I don't hate that prop. It is kind of a tough matchup, but Hart, 8 rebounds if you can get it, if you can find it. I don't mind that at all. Hartenstein, 6 rebounds. He should be in a position to get a pretty good run at minutes. I think they're playing Denver, so they'll need his body on the court just, for Nikola Jokic or whatever. So I don't hate it, I don't love it. It's just a volatile play. I think that 6 rebounds is obviously more than doable for him. But does he end up in foul trouble? What's his role actually? There's a lot of variables in all this. So same thing with Precious. Joker, 10 rebounds, 23 points. Tough rebounding spot for him. He is a good rebounder, but it is a tough spot. 23 points. It's pretty doable for him. Michael Porter Jr., 7 rebounds, 19 points. The 19 points is a high number for him, but he's been getting there pretty regularly. Just be cautious with that because, he is, basically third scoring option, maybe even fourth. 7 rebounds, same as Joker, tough spot, but, he positioned himself to get these rebounds pretty well. Zion, 6 rebounds, 21 points. I don't love the rebounds problem on this guy. He's not, historically, he's not a very good rebounder. But, he's very hot offensively, and the 21 points is super live. Honestly, maybe even more. That's why the green arrow is there. So, Fox, 20 points. Yeah, pretty live number. Monk, 18 points, pretty live number. Booker, 21 points. As I've said before, the Suns guys, you always be careful with these guys because you don't know who's going to have the hot hand. But, all these numbers are pretty low and more than doable. So, maybe just look at the matchup, look at maybe the path of least resistance and make your decision based off that. Kyrie, 23 points, is a live number. If I can get him at 21, 22, I'm going to like him more, but he hits the 23 pretty regularly, even with Luka and everybody else on the court. So 23 is a live number, and it's a good spot. Conte, 18 points, don't love it. Not been shooting the ball very well. He is a rookie, inconsistent. Sexton, 20 points. I like this number. Cam Thomas, 21 points. I also like that number. Schroeder at 12 points is not a bad number, but again, he's going to be distributing and things of that matter a little bit more. But 12 is a low number, and he's been getting there pretty regularly as well. Michael Bridges, 14 points. I mean, obviously this guy can score more, but he does a lot of other stuff. So, I don't really want to rely like say if you compare Michael Bridges and Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is like a walking bucket, right? I mean, he's a terrible defender, and so he can lose minutes. So you want to keep that in mind. But he's so much more of an elite scorer than Michael is, and so you want to take point props on guys like that, like guys that that can score at will, basically. And anyways, moving on. Poole, volatile play. 15 points, pretty low number. He can get there, but I don't really want to bet on the guy. DeJounte Murray, 21 points. Pretty doable number. He's got the role. He's got the green light and everything like that. It's just, is he going to score? Is he going to distribute? I mean, he does a little bit of everything. And so, I mean, you don't want to count this guy out. But, like I said with Cam T, you're looking at it's a bit different. Hunter, 12 points. Pretty doable number. Bogdan at 13 points. Pretty live. He's coming back from, being ill. And he has been playing very well, but he's playing a bit better lately. Dame at 20 points. Yeah, I mean, he could be in it for a bit of a role. I'm not sure who they're playing. Let's check that out real quick. So they're playing Brooklyn, and yeah, I mean, Schroeder's probably going to be defending him. Not the worst defender, but again, it's Damian Lillard. I don't see him really being slowed down by Schroeder. Yeah, it's not terrible. Van Fleet, 18 points. He was pretty hot here lately, shooting the ball pretty well. But, he's a guy that distributes quite a bit as well. And so, I mean, I don't want to say that he can't go out and hit 18 points. He very well can. But, I want to go based off, like, what has he done for me lately. And lately he's distributing the ball a little bit more, shooting a little bit less. And so, with that being said, I don't really love the 18 points prop with Van Fleet. DeRozan, 21 points. I don't mind this at all. I mean, it is a little bit more of a tougher matchup. Let's see who's actually going to be, like, guarding him. Dylan Brooks or Amin Thompson, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it might be kind of tough. I mean, obviously, this guy's an elite scorer. His mid-range is one of the best in the league. So 21 points is pretty doable for him. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I absolutely love it. I mean, he could have a pretty tough matchup. Ayo DeSumo. So he has been playing extremely well, but part of that is because Kobe White's been out, and I believe Kobe White's coming back. So, I think I mentioned that earlier. So, his line number is going to be pretty high. I don't want to run and place any bets on this guy. I might as well just don't even look at him. Franz Wagner, and that's not to say that. Sorry, let me go back to him real quick. That's not to say that he can't do it. It's just less likely. Like, his role's going to change. Franz Wagner at 13 points. I like this quite a bit. It is a tough matchup, but I was looking at it. I'd say there's a good chance that Herb Jones probably guards Banchero. And I may be wrong about that, but I'd say there's a good chance that that's what happened, and then so Franz is going to become more of an option offensively. So I do like Franz Wagner at 13 points. Brunson, he's been hot. He's been running hot for quite a while. Even, he got hurt, come back, still hot. 25 points, tough matchup, but it's still a very achievable number for him. Dante at 15 points is pretty doable as well. BI at 17 points. I don't love this prop at all. CJ at 11 points. I'm not going to say I love it, but it's a pretty live number. Trey at 10 points is also a very live number. And then Jamal Murray at 19 points is also a live number. But, it's a tough matchup. They're going against the Knicks, and I'm not going to say I love it. So I'd say, just to recap just really, really quick, Trey is live. But, yeah, no, I'm not going to, don't put that in anything favorite. I would say Franz Wagner, DeRozan, I do like the Bogdan, Schroeder, and Cam T. I like those. Sexton, I really like Sexton. Kyrie's a good one. If you can find Booker at 21, I really don't mind that. I do think Booker at 21 is good, but it's a low number. I don't know if you can find that. I like Zion's points prop. Fox's points prop's not the worst, but, this guy, like I said, he's a little bit up and down, but that's a low number for him, so I don't mind that. I don't know. I'm a little iffy on the Joker props, just because that is a very, very tough matchup. New York is one of the best defense, but, you're talking MVP. Guy, he's like a 2-time running MVP, so 23 points is pretty achievable for him. Hartenstein, 6 rebounds. Yeah, be careful with it. Maybe don't put it in like anything super safe, but that's pretty realistic and pretty live bet. I don't mind Luka's props. I really don't mind these like Avdia, Kuzma, and Holmes, but, all coming back from injury or whatever, sickness, whatever it may be. And so I'm not going to say I love them. Those Q tags are going to scare me just a bit. Allman, I like those. Even though Jalen's been really hot, I say I like those more than that. The points props may be okay on Jalen, but again, this guy's shown the inconsistency throughout his career, so I'm not going to run and play those. I do like the Nurkic 12 rebounds. Jabari props, probably more the points than the rebounds, but the rebounds is pretty live. Giannis, I don't mind those. Vucevic, I mentioned this, the points prop earlier, maybe a little bit lower, but the rebound prop's pretty live. Laurie, I like Laurie's. I think he's in a spot that I don't know. I should be a little bit more, I should refrain myself just a little bit with Laurie because, he was held out last game, so he's definitely still dealing with, injury management. But, 7 rebounds, 20 points, those are pretty likable. Pretty reasonable numbers for him. And Sabonis props are pretty good. So anyways, best of luck to everyone. Good luck, and hope you guys win some bread tonight. I'll try to go over a recap tonight, and catch you all next time. Peace.